with an RBI opportunity, and right in there for strike one. Already 2 runs in here for Lowell in the top of the first inning of the TransBay series between the Lowell Cardinals and Oakland Tech. And that was fouled off. Now it's 0-2 to Strongheart. Now Tang has to be smart here as she has Strongheart 0-2. And a throw from Stathakos is over to first, gets Strongheart, and so now we have 2 down here as Lacayo advances the third.
Keep moving the runners over at least, even with the outs. Does Lowell, very aggressive on the base paths again.
All right, now 2 down here, and it's Vanessa Lee coming up to the plate. Runner on third. Lowell still up 2-0. And the pitch, this one is high, 1-0 to Lee.
Lee had a great game in the San Francisco Championship as well, driving in a couple of runs, couple of hits. She was a force out there. I believe she had 3 hits on the day.
And a swing and a miss, and Lacayo's going to score on that wild pitch, and now it's going to be 3-0 Lowell here in the top of the first.
Wow, a difficult time behind the plate, dealing with the cage. Taking some funny hops for the catcher for Klein. Rattling around back there. Tough to gather after the wild pitches.
Now 1-1 here, and that pitch is high to Lee. It's now 2-1. Three to nothing is our score here in the top of the first inning. Was hit right to short, throw over, and the inning is over.
So a sloppy inning for Oakland Tech, but managed to get out of it. Just down 3, got to answer now in the bottom of the first.
All right, out going to the bottom of the second, and it is now Lowell 3 and Oakland Tech coming up.
No, little popping though.
Now Oakland Tech's going to be coming up, and let's quickly go over their lineup. It's going to be Newman leading off, Jones batting second at second base, Tang is going to be batting third, Stathakos fourth, Ali is going to be in the 5-hole, Klein the catcher is batting sixth, Delvecchio is hitting seventh in right field, Woodridge is batting eighth, and Lewis batting 9. Oakland Tech's got some catching up to do already as they're down 3-0, but this is a team that definitely knows how to win and should be able to come back fairly quickly here.
We'll set that Lowell defense for you. Left to right in the outfield, Marissa Lee, Carly Wong in center, and Michelle Louis in right. At third, it's Vanessa Lee. Shortstop, Yi, Poole at second, Jenna Lacayo at first, and Magenta Strongheart on the mound with Gigi. Gretel Gunther behind the plate, as always.
All right, and here we go. This is gonna be Eliza Newman coming up here to lead off the inning. She is one of a number of freshmen on this team. There are actually only 4 upperclassmen on this Oakland Tech team, so this is definitely a group that could be around for a while.
Yeah, and only 1 senior, April Allen, out and right.
And that bunt is foul. It's now 0-1 to Newman.
The big senior for Lowell, Magenta Strongheart, starting on the mound again.
And this one is ripped to second base. Picked up, and Newman beats it out after the bobble at second base.
Good hustle Yeah, that is great hustle there by Eliza Newman.
All right, now Oakland Tech has something going right now. They have a runner on first, and it's going to be Jones coming up to the plate. And this one is high. It is now 1-0.
Jones likes to hold that bat high with the toe up. Ready to cut. Wags it back and forth.
And pitch is right there on the outside corner for strike one.
Strongheart last game had a little trouble. Gave up a run in the first. And Coach Ray just didn't like what she saw. Made the change to the Cayo. And it really made a big change from there.
And pitch, this one is up and away. So now it's 2-1. Jones now ahead in the count here, 2-1. And this one is ripped foul.
Kaya trying to make a diving stop there. Had to stumble a bit to get back up. She's laughing about it at least.
It's now 2-2 here to Jones. And here's the pitch. And that's a swing and a miss, strike three.
Chased a low one there. Got to let out in front of it. Strongheart throws the fastball, the change, and a rise ball. I think she kept with the low change that time.
Right. Now coming up is going to be May Tang, and now she has a chance to help herself out right here.
Mm-hmm.
This is, as that one is down and in for ball one.
May did okay on the mound in that first. Got balls to her infielders. Was also a little wild, though.
And this one is high. We got a count of 2-0 here. Newman at first after the error at second base got her on.
Straight back to the screen on that foul ball.
Now, 2-1 count here to Tang, here in the bottom of the first.
Also just a freshman.
This one is hit, also tapped to second as they get the out at first, and Tang will be retired. But on the play, Newman does move up to second base.
Poole decided to go with the safe play there. Could have tried for two. Didn't like her chances at it, as Newman had a good running start and went with the safe out at first.
Right now with two down, it's going to be Stathakos coming up to the plate. The sophomore here in the cleanup spot. And that one is low for ball one. She's another one of these young Oakland Tech hitters that you're going to see throughout the day on this team.
Yep, just a sophomore. And really only a few seniors on Lowell as well.
This one's a tapper to third base, and that will be quickly end the inning.
Now they're going to rule this one as fouled off the plate, it would appear. So we're going to do it again.
Looks. All right. So we're going back to a 1-1 count as that one was fouled off the plate, it appears. And here's the pitch. This one's tapped to short. And this will actually end the inning.
Nice play by Yee there. She's been pretty solid at short all season.
And that will end the first inning as Lowell will head into the second inning leading 3-0.
So as we get set to start the second inning of the TransBay Softball Championship of 2013, it's sophomore Alana Poole to lead it off, the second baseman for the Lowell Cardinals.
Lowell jumped on the board very early there in the first inning, taking advantage of a couple of miscues by Oakland Tech as they have the early 3-0 lead. But really, there wasn't much to actually go off of. Lowell put the ball in play, but there wasn't a whole. They're not like they were hitting the ball hard. There were a couple misplays, and very quickly Oakland Tech could have been out of that inning.
Yeah, had balls hit to the infield. It was the wild pitches, the difficulty to corral them as they caromed around the backstop. This one low now after the first one inside, and it's a 2-0 count to Alana Poole. So Tang, again, a little bit wild this inning, the young freshman. Looks the part, though. She's quite the athlete. Just having a little trouble controlling it here in game one of this series. Rocks and fires, and that one is a strike. Pretty simple windup out of Tang. No big rock or back and forth launch. Just swings it, rubs that ball in the leg, and fires. Swing and a miss, strike two.
Good location from Tang, down and in. A location where she really can't get hurt all that much by any hitter, really.
Good call. Got to keep them low here. That's how she got ground balls to the infield in the first. They've just got to turn the easy plays. This one a bit high, and the count is full.
Catcher Klein back there having a little bit of a tough time squeezing some of these balls. I mean, these aren't even aren't necessarily low pitches. They're also high and outside, and so, I mean, this is a freshman catcher as well, so.
Little looper straight to short, and that's an out number one. Nice play by Eliza Newman at short.
That was a very good pitch from Tang, making sure that she made Lowell put it in play and wasn't just giving away free passes right there.
So sophomore outfielder Marissa Lee steps up to the plate. She went on the first offering, a high one, but couldn't hold up her swing. And she is just a freshman. A lot of young ones on this team. We're going to be seeing both of these clubs' groups of talent for a while. Probably in championship games like this. So 1-1. Tang winds and fires. Just a bit outside for ball one. So a little wild in the first was Tang. Had a sort of a labor-intensive inning. Worked a full count to the first batter here. Now 1-1 count to Lee, and this one bounces in the dirt. 2-1.
She's left quite a few in the dirt over the first couple innings, and we talked about her keeping it low, but not necessarily that low. Because if she were to bring it up even just a little bit, she would probably be a lot more successful, and you wouldn't see the Lowell runners actually taking advantage of those wild pitches.
Just on the inside corner for strike two. 2-2 now. You think that's a product of just being a young player, a freshman?
Probably. I mean, inexperience, especially on a stage like this. You're looking at a TransBay series. You're looking at a championship situation.
Just on the inside corner. Strike three. Got you looking. Nope, that one is just strike two. Okay.
I guess they actually did not call a strike on that very first pitch.
On the check swing. Okay.
On the check swing. So
we're looking at a full count again. Rocks and fires, and it's a grounder to short. Throw to first. Got her. Another solid play by the shortstop, Newman.
Newman looks really good out there at shortstop. She's had 3 plays where she's actually been able to make the very simple and easy play.
And Eliza, just a freshman as well. Seems like a very team leader type. She's always pepping up her teammates, chatting and talking them up. Make a couple of solid plays here now. So now this is Lasagas. She looks at a high one. Lasagas getting a start today. The senior
This one
rips one foul over the left side.
just over our heads.
Yeah. So 2 down, nobody on. Top of the second. Lowell with the 3-0 lead. Oh, Lasaga's backed away. She thought it was inside, but it's a strike 2.
Very good pitch there on the inside corner. There would have been nothing that Lasagas could have done with that pitch.
Yeah, that had jammed her good. So now 2 strikes. Tang looking to get out of this inning, 1-2-3 style. After labor-intensive first, she winds and fires, and it's a grounder right up the middle, just underneath the glove of Newman.
Good piece of hitting there from Lasagas. Even though she was behind in the count, made something out of nothing right there, going back up the middle.
Great approach, stuck with it, kept her eye on the ball, her head down. So Tang can't get the 1-2-3 inning, but if she retires Gunther here as we come back around the top, dangerous situation though, runner on for Gigi. And a hot shot to short. Newman busy this inning, makes another good throw, and that retires the side. Still 3-0 Lowell as we head to the bottom of the second.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you're enjoying here today? Tell your school to sign up for the Play On Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP. That was a pretty good bounce back inning for Tang, quickly getting through that. Going with what she had done in the first inning, but now she had some plays being made behind her, and a lot of that was one person. That was Newman all inning.
Newman all inning, exactly. It was the Newman show. She handled those grounders easily. And, yeah, Tang had some moments of some full counts, but managed to throw some strikes when she needed it. Hopefully she can limit the wild pitches. That's going to be critical for her. No runners on, no wild pitches.
That's definitely big, but also looking at the first couple innings so far, the one thing that's also been big for her is she has not allowed a walk. So she's not hurting herself in that way where she's giving free passes to hitters. She's making them earn their way on base, which is always big at this level.
So now Magenta Strongheart back on the mound for Lowell. She had an easy 1-2-3 inning. So we are coming back. Oh, she had one runner on. That was it. The leadoff single, in fact, by Newman. It's been the Newman show there. So Ali is going to lead it off for Oakland Tech. Grace Ali lays one down. Lacayo has it and flips to second to Poole for out number 1.
It was a good idea there to see if the defense was paying attention, but that was a very good play there over at first by Lacayo.
Yeah, they handled the bunts quite well. So that's going to bring up the catcher, Klein. She'll have a little chat with her coach, get her signals before stepping back into the box. So quickly one out here in this bottom of the second. Strongheart bobs and fires, strike 1.
Really good pitch there on the outside corner to get ahead of the count.
Magenta with that left leg back, rocks, drops down, fires again, swing and a miss, strike 2.
Now Strongheart has some options here. Way ahead in the count 0-2. You can see a number of different pitches here.
Slowed it down that time, a grounder to Lee. She will throw to first and make the play.
And there you saw she changed speeds and was able to get Klein out in front of that pitch.
Great approach by the senior. If she gets locked in here, it could be tough to get any hits or runs off of her. The pitch, fouled off to the right side. Still 3-0 Lowell. Bottom of the second, 2 down. I know Oakland Tech The fans, their players are excited about the challenge of going against the Lowell Cardinals today. This one a bit low. 1-1 the count.
Lowell has won the last 2 TransBay championships, so Lowell's here to kind of reclaim what they've had the last few years. And Tech's actually looking to get their first in, I think it's about 5 years.
Yeah, 1-2 now. Is that ball just a bit up? 2 down in the second. 3-0 Lowell. Strongheart fires it in. Strike 3. Got her looking. 3-0 Oakland Tech down after 2.
And another very good inning there from Strongheart. She got ahead of every hitter, was able to actually make her pitches, and you saw it right there. It's like she's starting to get locked in, and now it could be a very tough day for Oakland Tech if that's the case.
They're going to have to take a smart approach. Going to have to keep their eye on the ball. And be aggressive when they do get on the base paths.
Pretty decent-sized crowd we have out here today. There's 2 sets of bleachers out here, and both are starting to fill up slowly as we get farther into this one.
This Friday afternoon matchup. Got a nice high sunny day. Clear skies for sure, though.
You couldn't ask for much better conditions for a game like this.
I know this is how I want to spend my Friday afternoons. As we watch Tang warm up between innings, a little wild in these warm-ups as well, a bit high. High and low, got to get in between.
Was never always that too concerned about seeing warm-ups be high or anything else.
I think it could be an indication, though. I think it will determine how a pitcher's going to do.
I definitely know in my days that when I was pitching, there would be a few times I'd send them to the backstop. Almost just
for effect, though, wasn't it?
Exactly. Yeah. Just putting a little bit of fear into the hitters. Like, I don't know where I'm throwing this thing.
They call that effectively wild.
All right, so we get here. It is going to be number 26 is going to be Samantha Yee leading off the inning for Lowell as we start here in the top of the 3rd inning. Lowell already up 3-0, and here's the pitch, and this one is down and in for ball 1. Yee grounded out to third base in the first, but in the process she was able to actually get Gunther over, who eventually scored. And pitch here is low and in the dirt as it gets by Klein. This is ball 2.
2-0 here to start. Again, Tang a bit wild. She steps back, tries to gather herself behind the plate, checks out to her fielders.
And here's the pitch, and this one is low again. And now he's way ahead in the count, 3-0.
I'm going to stick with my warm-ups matter theory on this one, Zach. Her feet come off a little bit much. She's not quite staying as planted as she should. That's a better one.
There is strike 1 as she looked much better on that throw all the way through. Now I expect you to actually be hacking here in the next pitch or so. And the pitch here, hit towards short. And this one is going to get through into left field for a base hit.
Just past the reach of Newman. Well-placed hit between the hole at second and third, or short and third, rather.
He is aboard to lead off the inning, and now we're going to get Wong up to the plate. And she was hit by a pitch the last time up. And she got it skipped like kind of right off her thigh.
Sure did.
Now let's see how Tang is able to respond with runners on base again. And we go bunt down, and this one is going to be foul.
Kind of figured that was coming to get the runner over. Wong is quite the bunter. We'll see how you mentioned Tang hadn't walked anybody yet, but her wildness has led to some hitters' counts, some full counts. She needs to stay out of those.
All right, Wong here facing an 0-1 count, and Tang throws. This one is another bunt. This one bobbled there at first base, and another one be a play at third, and this one, and Yi is able to slide in there just under the tag after the bobble there at first base.
More aggressive base running by the Lowell Cardinals. This is what they do. That was bobbled by Ali at first. She had it right in the glove, tried to take off or make the toss before she controlled it. And now there's 2 on. And Lowell threatening again.
The bunt and the bobble now has Lowell runners on both first and third here with no one out, and now it's Lacayo here at the plate.
The clean-up spot, very dangerous hitter. Runner goes to second.
And they're going to just give her second base.
Easy steal.
Fearing that Yi would take off for home, they're just going to go ahead and let her have second base on that play.
Very true.
Lacayo grounded to third base, but it went right under the glove Stathakos last time up.
Just got a piece of that one. Fouled it off.
A 1-1 count here to Lacayo.
Again, Tang steps off the mound to try to gather herself.
There's a big RBI spot for Lacayo with runners at second and third. And the pitch. This one is just outside. Ball 2.
Ooh, she barely missed on that one.
Working herself into a hitter's count. Looks like she's waiting for her pitch right now.
Tough situation here for Tang. She's just got to bear down, take it one batter at a time, one pitch at a time.
And this one is going to be low and in the dirt, but base runners are going to stay put on this one.
Managed to get to that one a little bit better, but catcher Klein not putting herself in front of these low pitches. Gotta get down and block these.
Bull probably figuring let's not give up an out at home when we have no one out yet. And that one is high, and that's ball 4. That's going to be Tang's first walk of the game. And now they are going to be loaded for a strong heart. And Newman took a quick trip to the mound to kind of calm Tang down and almost let her know we've got you back here.
Yeah, she is Miss Teammate on this team, looking to help everybody out. Foul.
A mighty swing there and a foul.
A little bit of a sloppy swing by Strongheart that time. Tell Coach Ray wants her to lift one into the outfield. Corners are in a little bit, infield in altogether, in fact. Looking for this play at the plate.
There's no one out here, top of third inning, and the bases are loaded. And this is a tapper, and this one is foul.
So 2 strikes now to Strongheart. If Tang can get at least this first batter down, maybe get her confidence going again.
And if you're Tang, you're looking for a tapper to one of the corners, or you are looking for the strikeout right here.
Yeah, I like her attitude on the mound. She does need to focus a bit more.
And the pitch to Strongheart. This one is low.
Nice snag that time by Klein. Just a glove, though.
Not a bad idea for Tang to go there in the dirt just to see if Strongheart would chase that one.
Very true on a 2-strike count.
1-2 here to Strongheart. Yi on third, Wong at second, Lacayo on first, and the pitch is high. Now 2-2. Now Tang's got to be a little careful not to get herself in a hole here by possibly drawing a 3-2 count.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the tapper to third.
No, too late for the try at home. Her infielder's got to let her know, her teammates got to let her know which base to go to when she gathers that, because she had to spin around after making a nice scoop. But her play it, take the easy force in that situation if you had to go for a ball a bit.
And on the fielder's choice, that is going to be another run as Yi will score. And Wong will move over to third. Lacayo now at second, and Strongheart is now staying at first. And that one is high.
And that brings up Lacayo. This is Vanessa Lee.
Tang got what she wanted right there with the ground ball, but
Yeah, that should have been, Stathakos should have gone to second to try to get the double play, or just take the easy play at first, sacrifice that run.
this one is low to Vanessa Lee. It's 1-1. There's still no outs here in the top of the third, and we still have the bases loaded and already one run in. 4-0.
Yeah, Vanessa, a dangerous slugger. She looks at a strike there.
And now Tang is ahead in the count 1-2. She was in this spot against Strongheart just in the last at-bat. Let's see if she can actually capitalize on being ahead in the count. And this one is strike 3. Yep. And
strike 2.
Two balls and 2 strikes. Excuse me.
Says. Yeah, Tang's gotten grounders to her infielders, even to go with some of her wildness.
And that one is high. And Lee has run the count full.
So they'll go ahead and drop back the infield a bit. Yeah, just leave the corners in.
And Tang winds and throws. Strike 3.
Caught Lee looking.
And that is a big out for Tang right there. She gets the first out and leaves the runner stranded for the time being. And now it's going to be Poole coming up to the plate.
If Tang could get out of this, just allowing the one run on a play where she got a ground ball, this would be quite the feat.
All right. This client's fixing her gear really quickly. Poole lined out to shortstop in her last at-bat.
Stathakos took a moment to say, hey, sorry about that to Tang. Tang told her, don't worry.
And Tang winds and deals. This was a tapper to third. Stathakos is going to go and just tag third base to get the force there. Another run will score.
Better decision that time by Stathakos. Take an easier out. 2 down. Another run scores. Now 5-zip.
And now it's going to be Marissa Lee here at the plate with 2 down. And the pitch. And this one is a tapper right in front of Tang, and she throws the first for the out. And she gets out the inning. Well, after facing a couple of bases loaded situations, she allows the 2 runs, and Oakland Tech will come up in the bottom of the third, down 5-0.
Play on Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at Play on Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/playonnetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, playonsports.com.
You talked about the warm-ups last inning when we were looking at Tang, and I kind of tried to not put too much stock into it, but the control problems did get her into a little bit of trouble in that inning. You saw a lot of low pitches, and then also she got into a lot of 3-ball counts, and and you saw Lowell kind of take advantage of that.
They finally got a walk. Lowell did hitters counts, so they will take advantage of it. But again, the damage kept minimal. Didn't give up too many hard hit balls. Just the one single through the gap between short and third. Her fielding again, kind of letting her down a bit in that one.
And she, in a way, she weathered the storm, only allowing the 2 runs in that situation. The fact that there was only 1 hit, she walked 1, but was able to get out of it.
It could have been a lot worse, yeah.
Now here on the flip side, now we have Strongheart back on the mound, and she has been lights out so far.
Absolutely, just the 1 hit allowed. And they're going to need more out of Klein from behind the plate, that's for sure, if Oakland Tech wants to get back in this thing.
This one is in there for strike 1 on Woolridge. And here's the pitch. And this one is a swing and a miss.
Called a couple of Elijah's games during the basketball season. Assistant coach asking us to see which sport she's better at. Gets out in front of this one and fouls it off.
Strongheart way ahead in the count here, and she's been very good once she's up this far. And here comes the 0-2. She slows it down and
bit inside.
Just a little inside. It almost looks like she crossed up the catcher in a way.
Made Woolridge dip back a bit. Gunther did a nice snag there.
And the 1-2 from Strongheart. And that's a swing and a miss for strike 3.
Made it rise up. Woolridge couldn't handle it.
That's the third strikeout for Strongheart. And coming up is going to be Gianni Lewis.
OTEC just now getting through their full order here in the bottom of the third. Facing one past the minimum so far, Strongheart.
Lewis swings and misses. And we got an 0-2 count. Again, it's Strongheart getting way ahead in this count.
She is locked in.
And strike 3 on another swing and a miss.
Fooling these Oakland Tech hitters, expecting one thing, getting something else.
She's gone with the riser the last 2 times. You've seen it that these hitters have been well underneath the pit the last 2 swings.
Absolutely.
And now Newman, who's been the only Oakland Tech base runner to this point, is at the plate.
And their most solid defensive player so far.
And pitch, this is a bunt by Newman. Very good bunt. This one, she's going to be safe. As she actually made it very difficult for Strongheart to make that throw. There wasn't a very good angle for her.
Got that bunt to die down just right on the first base line. It did make a difficult throw as she ran up there. Good job backing it up, that throw, as it got by Lacayo, by Michelle Louis out and right. Otherwise, Newman was headed to second.
All right, now back around to Jones, who's coming up for the second time. And the pitch, this one is low and in the dirt. Blocked nicely there by Gigi. 1-0 count. Here's a pitch from Strongheart. This one is ripped to first base, but right at Lacayo, and she'll make the play.
Went off the glove at first, but gathered and able to make the put out.
All right. Oakland Tech gets the 1 hit from Newman, but that's about it. And we head to the 4th. Lowell still leading 5-0. Play on Sports will have live coverage of the rest of the TransBay baseball and softball championships continuing on Tuesday, May 21st. You can catch all of the action of the best 2 out of 3 series in both baseball and softball right here on PlayOnSports.com. And don't forget to check the Play on Sports broadcast schedule page for information on all your upcoming broadcasts from around the Oakland and San Francisco sections and beyond. The spring championships are here only on PlayOnSports.com. And let's talk about it. I mean, it's actually the same 2 teams in the baseball championship, as we mentioned a little earlier in the broadcast. And they're playing Game 2 of their series here in Oakland just down the road. And Oakland leading that series already 1-0. And it looks like the Lowell team here may be on the way to the same feat.
Yeah, a 1-0 game in that first one. A 4-hit shutout by the Lowell starting pitcher. So we'll have Polly Lasagas, I believe, leading off for the Lowell Cardinals. Lowell ahead 5-0 as we start this 4th.
I mean, are we seeing the difference in a championship situation between a freshman and a senior with the way we've seen kind of Tang attack hitters and the way we have seen Strongheart attack hitters?
I would think so. Strongheart definitely more confident, comfortable in what she does. And Tang's had a good attitude out there, but definitely just not quite as used to being in this situation. Right now, having to stretch out her left calf. I don't know if she's cramping or maybe just feeling something slightly worse. But she's putting on the mask and is going to head out there.
We've seen Tang actually do a very good job of making sure that the Lowell hitters put it in play. She has done very little to actually hurt herself. She's putting herself in good situations outside of the fact that she's going deeper and deeper in counts.
Some hitters counts, the one walk, but yeah, definitely trying to create ground ball opportunities to get outs. Pitch is way high for ball one here to start this fourth. Tang fidgeting with the mound. They had to make an adjustment to the mound before this game, move it back 3 feet from where it was set originally.
Zagas had a really good AB last time. She was down 1-2 in the count and was able to rip it up the middle.
Shot pass short. Leadoff single for Lasagas. Another good cut.
Second hit of the day. She is seeing Tang very well.
And that brings it back around to the top of the order. The dangerous Gretel Gunther. With a runner on again, Lasagas doing a great job of getting on as this lineup flips over. The pitch, a bit high. Big lead down at first. Klein got aggressive to try to pick her off, but it bounces. Not in time.
He had Lasagas over there trying to see what the defense was actually going to do.
Especially since Klein has had a little trouble behind the plate today. So 1-0 to Gunther. Tang rubs the ball in her right leg, winds and fires. This one a hot shot to Newman. She knocks it down, keeps it out of the outfield, but it'll be an infield single for Gunther.
That was a tough play going to the backhand, and if she had made it, that would have been a really impressive play, but...
Yeah, who knows, even if she does gather this thing, if the throw would have been possible. Gunther scooting down the line. That's going to bring up Yee. Ooh, just foul. It hit the chalk on the third base line.
Right by our cameraman, Hans Webb down the third base line.
He looks unfazed, at least that's good. So 0-1 on the hot shot foul. Lowell starting to make some better contact early in the count on Tang's pitches. Tang has her sign, winds and delivers. This one bounces, a slow roller. Runner going to third. They're going to have her hung up in a rundown. Lasagas caught in between. Now the throw to Newman. Just run to her, and they'll have her. And now back over to third. Tang with it. Back in a wild throw to second, and Lasagas is able to retreat. They had her in the rundown for 4 different goes. Not able to put it out.
This is one of those things you practice on earlier in the season. You try to do it as much as possible throughout the run, because those type of plays can kill you one way or another. And this is a play where they should have had Lasagas dead to rights, but one bad throw and she's able to retreat.
Yeah, got to run to the runner. Try to make the tag if possible. Only use the throw when you can. Tang back on the mound, fires one low. Boy, those low runners are aggressive. It was a good heads-up play by Klein to make the throw to third. Played some pepper, but Lasagas was able to get safe as Tang threw in a bit high to second. Now she delivers on the mound. Another hot shot just foul down the third base line. Some sharply pulled balls by these Lowell hitters this fourth inning. Already ahead 5-0. Nobody out. Tang is set. Bit outside, a nice grab by Klein this time.
Klein seems to have loosened up as the game has gone along. She's gotten a lot better back there at making sure that the ball are not going by her nearly as much as they were on in that first inning.
Tang is set. This one bounces, gets to the backstop. Both runners will advance, and it is also ball 3. Or ball 4. That was a 3-2 count. So another bases loaded, nobody out situation, much like the last inning. for Tang. She's going to have to settle in. She did okay to minimize the damage. 2 runs last inning. And again, it was defensive miscues that led to those runs scoring.
The base loaded situation started with Strongheart last time, where she was the first batter up. Now it's Wong starting off this bases loaded situation. So now you've got 3, 4, 5, which becomes a much more dangerous situation for Tang out there on the mound.
Yeah, here he comes. Wong ducks under the first pitch, 1-0. Tang is set, winds and delivers. This is popped up, middle infield, but it will drop. Fell into no man's land, and everybody will be safe. Tough break there for the Oakland Tech Bulldogs. It's 6-0 Lowell.
Those are the type of hits that hurt the most. It's you jammed a hitter, they didn't hit it well, but they just get it barely over the infield for a hit.
Dropped right in between everyone. So still nobody out, bases loaded. And the big slugger, Jenna Lacayo, up. Rips one into center, and this will get down. It will head to the wall. Lacayo rounding first. This will clear the bases. She is headed to third. This could be a 3-run triple. She's going all the way. This is an inside the park grand slam.
And you knew eventually it's going to be one of those hits. We've seen all day. Tang's kind of been playing with fire the last couple innings, and now there was the big hit, and now Lowell is in complete control.
They started to rip some balls this inning down the line, and now the big shot by the cleanup hitter Lacayo deep into center field.
Great piece of hitting by Lacayo. Got her pitch and just ripped it. It's the first real big hit we've seen all day.
Yeah, first big shot to an outfield this whole game. Tang has done a good job keeping everything in the infield. Some little bloopers, some walks, some defensive miscues. That's the first real tough shot she's given up. So she has to gather herself and just try to move on. Base is empty, nobody out. And Magenta Strongheart at the plate. She lines one into left. This will get down in fair territory. This is at least 2 bags for the big lumbering pitcher, and they will hold her up there with a double, and still nobody out. I believe we have a 10-0 score right now, Kevin. Zach.
It is 10.
Zach, is it? Okay.
It is 10 to
You can call me Tom or Jim if you like.
It is 10-0 now. This is score aside, I think this is a big time for Tang to just kind of see how she responds in this sort of situation.
Mm-hmm.
And
Newman again in and out of the glove as Lee rips one into short. Hard hit balls, pulling them down the line all over the place now are the Lowell Cardinals. So that brings up the second baseman pool.
This is the 3rd time through the lineup, and now they have really started to lock in on her. And for a pitcher, this is the type of situation when you deal with adversity, how do you respond to it? And I think regardless of don't look at the scorebook or anything else, how she comes out and how she pitches from here on out will be a telling sign.
This one lifted. It will drop in between short and left. They're going to send Strongheart, and she will score. It's 11-0.
And
so a powwow at the mound. We may finally be having a change as Tang is getting roughed up. Well, maybe not. You wonder if it does. You know, you're right about this being a good test for her, Zach, but will this eventually, does it do a pitcher any good to still be out there just taking her lumps?
After a while, I think that you're at the stage where maybe you do try to actually get her out the game, because when you're taking your lumps, it can just get to be a bit much at times. The confidence just starts to get beat up over and over again in an inning like this where we have, I believe, every hitter that's come up has gotten on base. Everyone's gotten a hit except for the one walk. This is tough to be on the mound in a situation like this, but it looks like they're going to leave Tang out there to kind of see how she responds to this, and just kind of watch her on the mound and just see kind of emotionally how she's going to be handling this, because you can a lot of times visibly see with a pitcher how they're responding to a tough situation like this where outs are tough to come by at this point.
Still a smile on her face as she faces Marissa Lee. Gets a comebacker right to her off the bottom of her glove. Can't handle it with the bare hand. And the bases are still loaded, nobody out. So she was, at least her body language was good after that little powwow on the mound, was feeling good about it, got the comebacker, couldn't quite handle it. It's been these miscues that have been the Bulldogs' downfall today. And now Lasagas, who led this inning off, is up. She swings and misses at Tang's first offering.
I think she got a little bit overamped on that swing. Kind of everyone's getting into the hit party, and she started it off, and she very early wanted to add on to her total for the day.
Just on the inside corner, strike two. Tang a little spring in her step now after getting ahead in this count 0-2.
Is a very good sign for Tang. She was after that meeting on the mound, she's responded very well. She got the comeback on the mound even though she wasn't able to make the play herself. And there seems to be a little bit more of a zip in her throws right now in the last couple batters.
That one a bit high, 1-2 the count now. I think she did exactly what you were thinking, Zach. Just clear your head, score. You're down quite a bit. Not a whole lot you can do about it. At least play it out and finish strong. This one a bit inside to Lasagas. Count is even a 2-apiece. Tried to pick off Lee down at third, but she does get back in time.
It was a good spot right there on the inside corner just to kind of see if she would get the call. She just missed a corner in there.
Tang's 2-2 delivery is grounded. Too short. Newman has it. She throws the first. Took a little time, and it's high. Now they're going to send the runner Poole home. She slides in safely. 2 runners score on the error on the normally solid Newman, and it's 12-0. Pardon me, is that 13?
That is now 13-0.
And that may be enough. Valiant effort by Tang. She had a good start to this game. A little wild was the freshman early on. And they're going to switch over to the third baseman, Stathakos. She'll take over on the mound. Tang will head over to third.
It was a tough outing for Tang.
Yeah.
You saw it early on. She was able to kind of to get out of some situations where she kind of either dug herself a hole or the defense didn't help her out as much. But eventually, all those tough situations led to Lowell kind of catching up to them, and with good teams, that's what's going to happen. Good teams will take advantage of those mistakes eventually.
Sure did. That is exactly what happened. And you look at the score, you think 13-0. Boy, the pitcher had a rough game, and she played part in it for sure, but it was definitely the team as a whole that led to being in this hole.
And right now, where you're looking at, we don't even have an out here in the fourth inning, and already 8 runs have scored. Lowell has batted around. And the fact is, Lowell doesn't show any signs of that slowing down in this one.
Absolutely. So runners at the corner. Still nobody out. A 13-0 lead as we are staring down a mercy rule. And Stathakos will take over on the mound. She's got her warm-up tosses in, as does Tang's infield warm-up as we come around to the top of the order. And Gigi Gretel-Gunther, very much a 5-tool player for this Lowell team. Stathakos, a much simpler, easier windup, just steps, winds and fires. No big kick. This one fouled off the top of the screen for strike 1.
First time seeing Stathakos on the mound, you could see that she has a very easy release, and there's a lot behind her throw.
Very much so. Very cool and calm, smooth delivery. Stays planted. Fires it in there. Real easy, fluid delivery. She gets home on a pitch that gets by Klein. And this is the trick in a situation like this, keeping your focus as you just try to get out of this inning and play out the string, knowing what the score is.
Exactly. You're essentially in here for damage control. You know the situation. You've already have a ton of runs on the board. You're just looking for outs now.
This is a hot shot up the middle. It's another base hit for Gunther. They will send 2 runners. Lasagas coming home, and she scores. It's 15-0 Lowell.
And they're just clicking right now.
Yeah.
There's not much that you could do at this point. I mean, you're looking at a couple of underclassmen who are here on the mound. You have Tang, who's a freshman, and then Stathakos, who's a sophomore. It's a tough situation out there with a Lowell team that is hitting as well as it is today.
Yeah. Lowell, the champions of the San Francisco section again. This one, a grounder to second. That hit the runner, I believe. And they're not going to call her out. I thought that hit Gunther. Yeah, she is out. Okay, so there's your first out of this inning. Gunther, the ball hits her, and there's one away. Lowell won their 4th straight CIF San Francisco title just 2 days ago. Their 7th in the last 8 seasons. 16th title overall. They are the cream of the SF crop for sure. They beat their rival Washington 11-1 in 5 innings to get here. There's a strike.
Here's the other thing in a situation like this. Because this is a series, it's not like you have to throw all the eggs in the basket for today. I mean, if Oakland Tech were to have lost 2-1 or they lose 15-0, it's 1 loss.
Absolutely.
So now they can kind of refocus and come back out.
Oh, and Latasha Woolridge puts it away in center as she tumbles to the ground. A nice defensive play on a well-hit ball into center.
So I was saying, Oakland Tech can look at it as it's just 1 loss, regardless of by how much it was.
Right, the nature of a series, yeah.
So now they can come back into Game 2, which is going to be on Tuesday here on Play on Sports, and kind of refocus that energy, know what they're up against, and likely will have a better showing on that day than they are today.
Very true. Have a clear slate and get a chance to really know what this Lowell team is capable of. They've got the runner picked off at first, but he's able to take second. She has got some wheels.
And the second that throw went to first from Klein, she just took off, and he was able to take second easily on that play.
More aggressive base running by these Cardinals. So still just 1 out. It's a 15-0 Lowell lead.
And
this one's fouled off to the right side. In this 4th inning, runner at second. Stathakos is set, has her sign. And she delivers. Just a bit inside. Oh, on the inside corner for a strike. And that will end the inning. So a big inning for Lowell, capitalizing on some defensive mistakes again by the Bulldogs, and combining it with some well-hit balls. Roped down the line, through the gaps, and deep into the outfield. And the Cardinals are in control.
And the one that broke it open was obviously Lacayo's grand slam in the straightaway center. And if it had been single, 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 and it was finally the first extra base hit is the one that broke it open and really has them rolling from here. And now it's really elementary for
Magenta,
Strongheart out there. And now with this big of a lead, it relaxes a pitcher even more to the point that now all I have to do, I can put it anywhere on the plate and just work what I need to work on going into next week.
So some bloops and a blast give the Lowell Cardinals serious breathing room, a chance to put this game away here in the 4th. Take Game 1 of this TransBay softball series before heading back to San Francisco with a 1-0 lead. Some pitchers I know, when they get a big lead, can get a little sloppy. We'll see how Magenta responds to this. She's been so locked in today when the game was close. You wouldn't expect her to veer from that.
Well, there's a couple things that go into that. I mean, yes, you can lose focus because you know you have the lead, so you don't have to be as fine with your pitches. But also not just that. She was sitting on that bench for a long time,
Very
and
true.
sometimes that extra rest can actually throw off your rhythm, and you might almost have a little bit too much energy, so now you might be overthrowing a little bit, missing your spots, and you might see that a little bit early on in this inning.
So Strongheart looking to end this game. She rocks and fires, dribbles one to Tang. Tang leading off. She's had a rough day on the mound. You know, she wants to take out a little of that on the ball here. Strongheart did have a double that last inning, so was able to be out there on the base paths doing something. But, yeah, she hasn't been pitching for quite a bit. This one is lined by Tang into right center field. That's going to get down. She is rounding first. Headed to second. They will send her to third. The relay throw comes into Yi. They're going to send her all the way. Yi throws home. Lacayo cuts it off, and she is safe. And Tang has an inside the park home run to get her Bulldogs on the board.
As we kind of talked about, just that little lack of focus going into the first batter. Strongheart left that pitch up, and Tang took it the other way and took advantage of that mistake.
Great piece of hitting by Tang. Hopefully that lets a little of the frustration out for her after a rough day on the mound.
Definitely. When you're on the mound and something like that happens, the worst thing that could happen is it's piled on when you're at the plate.
Yeah, can take that to the plate with you, but she didn't there. Nice hitting approach. So now the current pitcher, former third baseman, Stathakos at the mound. Strongheart set, and this one is hit right back to her. It's deflected. Poole will take it and throw out Stathakos. So one out here in this bottom of the fourth. Lowell up 15-1, looking to end it right now.
Looking like got a piece of Strongheart on the way by. And she was able to, I don't know if that was her glove or something. She knocked it down and slowed it up as Poole's able to make the play.
Ali, a little dribbler, and the out is recorded at first. So two down. Lowell just one out away from heading back home with a 1-0 lead in this series.
One thing that's good to see, though, is that the Oakland Tech bench, even before that home run, was really up and was energetic. And you've seen some life in them, even though there was that 10-run inning. And that's one thing you like to see, that a team's not getting down on themselves when something like that does happen.
I think they're aware of your point, Zach, of it just being game one. They got a chance still to do something in this series.
Because if they can make some sort of impression right now, it reminds Lowell that they still got to come to play next week.
Yeah, they can't take them lightly. Pitch inside here. This is the catcher Klein up to bat. It's just the second time through for a lot of these Bulldog hitters. Swing and a miss, strike two. And the Bulldogs down to their last strike. Strongheart is set. She delivers one low, and the count is even at 2 apiece. Lowell up 15-1, trying to end this one right here. Swing and a miss, and that'll do it. That wraps it up for Lowell. They take game one of this TransBay Softball Championship of 2013. They will take a 1-0 lead back to San Francisco this coming Tuesday. You can catch that game right here on PlayOnSports.com. Maybe we're not going to go with a mercy rule yet. We're going to play 5 is what we're going to do. All right. So they're going to go one more inning before we determine the winner of this one.
And again, for Tech to come out here, really what they have to do is just have kind of a bounce back and a solid inning. If they get three outs really quick here, be in and out, that's going to be huge for their confidence going into game two. They've done it already in this game where they've had very quick innings. In the second inning, it was very quick in and out. So if they can have an inning like that right here, it's a little bit of a momentum. You get a little bit going into next week and in the game two, and really that's what you want to see from a team after they've already given up this many runs.
So they will have this 5th inning to stave off a mercy rule, put a little something in Lowell's heads that they are going to still challenge for this series.
top of the fifth is Strongheart's actually going to lead off the inning. She's already been at the plate 3 times today. She is 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored. And she followed up Lacayo's home run last inning with a double of her own. So after all the excitement of the home run, she followed it right up with a big hit of her own.
Yeah, these 4-5 hitters, extremely dangerous for the Lowell Cardinals.
And especially when you think about that, what she's already doing on the mound, that she's added this offense as well. It's been a big day for her. Because really, with Strongheart, outside of the one mistake, which is the home run pitch, she has been lights out the rest of the game.
Definitely.
All right, and Strongheart steps up to the plate. In top of the fifth, it is 15-1. Lowell leads Oakland Tech. Stathakos on the mound for her second inning of work. And she rocks and throws. This was popped up in the center field, and this one is going to be caught out there by Woolridge, and there is one away.
So Oakland Tech still in good spirits out there in the outfield and in the infield. You think maybe, they kind of knew coming in this would be a tough challenge, and that something like this could happen.
And Vanessa Lee is coming up for her fourth AB of the game. And that one is right in there for strike one. She's 1 for 3 on the day. A single run scored. The single and run scored both came in the fourth inning. And the pitch. This one is high. And its count is 1-1 to Vanessa Lee. Stathakos has actually looked pretty good on the mound so far in her couple innings. And this one is low in the dirt.
Yeah, maybe not as much heat on it, but a smoother delivery, has been more accurate so far in her few batters she's faced.
She's given up a hit, but that's about it in her 2 innings. And as I say hit, there's one right into left field for a single, and Lee is on board again for the second time today.
Vanessa Lee is a powerful third baseman. Can really turn on a ball.
Now Poole comes up for her third AB of the game. Again, like a lot of her teammates, she's 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored. And Stathakos steals, and this one is really high as Klein tries to backdoor Lee at first base. A 1-0 count here to Poole here in the top of the fifth. And the pitch is swing and a miss.
Klein keeps trying to get Lee picked off over there at first, trying to get outs any way she can.
A 1-1 count to Poole. Lee on first, 1 out. And the pitch is high. (15-1) is our score. Lowell leads Oakland Tech. And Stathakos' pitch is low and in the dirt, but a good snag by Klein to dig that out. And it's now 3-1.
Klein has been aggressive trying to pick off runners at first. She's gotten in a little trouble with it, though, today.
And the pitch, that one is in there for strike 2 in the inside corner. Now full count. So let's see if Lee takes off here on the 3-2 pitch.
In there.
And strike 3 call as she gets Poole looking, and no advance on Lee on the 3-2 pitch. That'll bring up Marissa Lee. She is over 3 on the day. She has gotten on base 1 time off on an error by Tang in the 4th inning.
Just a freshman is this left fielder.
Is up a bit, and Klein with the throw to first again. And
she's determined to pick off Vanessa Lee over there.
is now 1-1 to Marissa Lee. And Stathakos' throw is fouled there at the plate. And it's 1-2. 2 down here in the top of the 5th. Vanessa Lee is the only base runner of the inning. She had a single and is staying at first. Pitches down in the dirt, and we got a 2-2 count.
They keep trying to pick Vanessa Lee off. She just lightly strolls back to first. Like, okay, you're not going to get me.
And the 2-2 is high.
Got the corners in. I think they were expecting Lee to try to lay one down early on, or being that she is somewhat of a light-hitting outfielder, a speedy player, there's a good chance it could be a slowly hit ball just out in front of the plate.
And this one's a tapper to short. Newman got it and up with the throw, and there is out number 3. And a quick inning there for Oakland Tech, just what they needed. As we head to the bottom of the 5th, it is 15-1 Lowell.
Yeah, outside of the hit by Vanessa Lee, a nice rope towards the left through the gap. She managed to settle in quite well there. Threw strikes. Yeah, that makes a difference. She threw strikes and got good play behind her this time.
As Lowell's getting up, a lot of their bench players just to get some throws in down the right field line here.
Yeah, they like to do that in between innings.
Hey, it keeps them warm. This way.
Yeah. I think I like it. I think it's a good plan.
But, hey, I remember the days when I was sitting on the bench. I would have liked to have
exactly
just been out there throwing a little bit instead of just sitting there all game.
Can I just play catch for a minute? Yeah. Especially on the cold days.
Oh, yeah. Maybe not as much on the wet days. There were a few of those.
You know what? I'll just sit here today.
There were a few of those. I was glad I was actually sitting on the bench.
Enjoying the overhang of a dugout.
Exactly. All right, and Strongheart back out for her 5th inning of work. Here against Del Vecchio, who's leading off the inning. And the pitch is a swing and a miss.
Just the one mistake by Strongheart today. Left one up to Tang. Gave up the solo shot last inning. But she's been solid and working quickly.
And pitch there is fouled right to the backstop, and it is a quick 0-2.
This is the advantage of some senior leadership on your mound in a playoff game.
And Delvecchio down in the count 0-2, and here's the pitch. This one is high. As she tried to go for the riser there again.
Yep. That's been a put-away pitch for her today. That and the change.
And pitch. Swing and a miss there for strike 3. And now one away as Woolridge will come up. Strongheart has 6 Ks on the afternoon here through one out in the 5th inning, and there is strike 1 again, quickly getting ahead in the count.
Had Woolridge late and underneath that one.
This one down in the dirt and to the backstop, ball 1.
We'll take my game wrap-up and splice it into this inning later on. That's what we'll do after I had my innings incorrect there. What are my 2 errors on the afternoon?
And a tapper to third, and this one is booted by Vanessa Lee, and this one will get Woolridge on the first base.
First defensive miscue by Lowell today. So this game still alive for Oakland Tech.
How about taking advantage of mistakes? Here is now Oakland Tech's opportunity to get something going right here. And Lewis at the plate, and the pitch is a little low pop-up, but just got down.
Yeah, that was in on her hand. She popped it up just off to the right side.
There almost was a little bit of a chance that if Gunther had gotten up a little quicker, she might have had it. And the pitch here is popped up into right field, and
nice play by Louis. Although she apparently hurt her wrist or hand a bit as she threw that one back into the infield, but is at least able to smile about it now.
It was a little, actually, half confused of where she actually should have thrown it.
Yeah.
I think she was looking at first base, possibly going to try to get the runner,
Make a
but
pick off, yeah.
then just ended up throwing it at the pool. And here's a pop-up on the infield, and Pool's there to make the catch, and the inning is over. And that will end the fifth inning as Lowell's up 15-1, and I believe this is going to do it for us right here.
This will be our mercy rule enforcement now.
And that will be it. As Lowell takes this game one of the TransBay Softball Championship 15-1. Game two will be on Tuesday, again at 4 o'clock from San Francisco State University. And you'll be able to watch it live here on playonsports.com. We'll take a little bit of a break, see if we could get a player of the game and get a chance to interview them. And we'll also wrap up this, so stay tuned to playonsports.com.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP. We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful.
Camera?
Yeah.
Okay.
But if I want to ask you a question, you can look at me. Just back and forth, basically, yeah.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Tim Fitzgerald back here after Game 1 of the TransBay 2013 Softball Championship. Lowell Cardinals take a 15-1 victory. Here with our player of the game, Jenna Lacayo. Jenna, you had the big swing that broke this thing open, the inside the park grand slam. What happened at that at bat?
I just focused more and tried to put the ball in play.
Excellent. You last game got called in to pitch after one inning, and what was going on in that game? Why did you end up on the mound after your CIF San Francisco championship?
Just to help out the team, you know. Magenta did a good job, but we tried to switch up the pitching so they could get off balance.
Yeah, definitely worked. In this game, what did you guys know about Oakland Tech coming into it? What was your preparation?
We knew that they were a good team, and we tried to do our best and play our hardest.
Excellent. All right, well, thank you for your time, Jenna. We will see you next Tuesday in San Francisco. All right, for Tim Fitzgerald, for Zach Farmer, Hans Webb, and our video coordinator, and our producer, Lee, I'm Tim Fitzgerald. Thanks again for joining us on PlayOnSports.com. High school sports lives here.